As part of efforts to ensure a smooth transition from one administration to another, former President Olusegun Obasanjo has advocated a new electoral system that will produce a president-elect within the tenure of a sitting president. At a forum organized by the Nigerian Society of Engineers in Abuja, President Obasanjo says that this new electoral regime will allow a president-elect understudy an outgoing president.
Some of the things that I see in other organizations, other institutions, that will be good for our political system are many. One of them is what you do in the Society of Engineers. I think a year, is it before the expiry date? Is it 2 years before the expiry date of the president? You have a president-elect. Who is regarded more or less as deputy. So he's learning and also is associating with the president. And of course, you dare not wish the president to stumble, let alone dead. Well, I wish we can bring that into politics in Nigeria.
Excited students and workers of the Obafemi Awolowo University Ile-Ife jubilating at the Osun State High Court in Osogbo after the institution's acting Vice-Chancellor, Professor Anthony Elujoba, and the school's bursar were granted bail by the court. Professor Elujoba and Akeredolu are standing trial for a 7-count charge of alleged misappropriation of funds and abuse of office. The students and workers of the university had on Tuesday, July 11th, besieged the court and demanded the release of the acting VC. The case has been adjourned to October 27th, 2017 for trial to commence.
Today, the court gave ruling on the bail application we filed last week, and it was in our favor. The acting Vice-Chancellor, Professor Elujoba, was granted bail on self-recognizance. It was, which means that he was given an opportunity to walk away from the court without any surety because of his standing in the society. The second defendant, who is the bursar of the university, was granted bail in the sum of 50 million naira and 2 sureties in the like sum, and such sureties must be either members of the academic staff or non-academic staff with the highest grade level in the university. So the 2 of them were granted bail, and by the special grace of God, they will walk to their various homes, walk away from EFCC detention.
Going to toss it over now to Gloria in Abuja for more on the news at 10. Hi, Gloria.
Hello, Amarachi. The Chief Justice of Nigeria has charged judicial officers to always be guided by the rule of law and the Constitution of Nigeria. Well, Justice Walter Onoge was speaking shortly after swearing in 19 judges of the Industrial Court, which deals with labor-related matters. He cautioned that impunity can only be checked if judicial officers adhere to the letters of the law.
The Supreme Court ceremonial room was filled to capacity as friends, family and colleagues gathered to witness the swearing-in of 19 Industrial Court judges recently approved by the acting president. The arrival of the justices of the Supreme Court, led by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onoye, signaled the commencement of the event. One by one, the judicial officers took their oath of office.
Allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that I will preserve, protect, influence my official conduct or by official decisions.
Welcoming them to the bench, the Chief Justice of Nigeria strongly advised these judicial officers in particular, and indeed all judicial officers, to adhere strictly to the rule of law and the Constitution of Nigeria in the discharge of their duties.
So you go by it, be strengthened by that oath, and be guided by the Constitution of this country and the law. We can only checkmate impunity by adherence to the rule of law. And you have the tools that will ensure that this country moves in the right direction. Only posterity should be our witnesses. Because human beings, our memories can fail us, but time will never fail.
This increase in the number of judges will no doubt address the issue of inadequate manpower on the bench and ultimately ensure speedier delivery of justice. Amaka Okafor, Channels Television News.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, today arraigned a former Chief Judge of Enugu State, Justice Innocent Umezulike, before the Federal High Court in Enugu for allegedly using his office to confer corrupt and unfair advantage to himself. The retired judge is said to have invited a litigant who had some pending matters he was presiding over to the launch of a book he authored. He said the litigant allegedly donated a sum of 10 million naira to the defendant. Justice Umezulike had pleaded not guilty to the one-count charge and has been granted bail on self-recognition. The case has been adjourned to October 26th and 27th and November 2nd and 3rd for hearing. Well, the recent kidnapping and armed robbery attacks on travelers and communities along the Kaduna-Abuja highway has forced the Inspector General to approve the establishment of a new divisional police station on the axis. The police boss explains that the police post will help curb security challenges and protect lives and property in the area.
For several months, this highway has become notorious for kidnapping and other crimes. Over 12 persons, including politicians and diplomats, have been kidnapped along this road. 4 months ago, the police boss deployed about 500 special forces to the area to fish out criminals and restore security to the area. But that was not enough to stop the criminals from carrying out more attacks. This may have forced the Inspector General of Police to come and see things for himself. After interacting with his men and locals, the IGP announced the deployment of a special police post along the axis.
We're going to make a recommendation to the state government, and from the Abuja we can see how we have a very bigger police station. 2, we are going to post more police officers here to man this police, because I was told there is no DPO here. I think the next DPO is in Katari. So we have to, and it's very far. So because of these challenges, we have to enhance the presence of police officers here. We are trying to increase the confidence and support of the people. Let them look at police as their friends. Try to reduce this element of suspicion and what have you. Because they have no alternative. This is the Nigerian police force. And that's the only police we have in this country.
And this was well received by the community leader.
The people who live inside the town, if they have tried to let the information to police people, instead of to kept secrets, when they arrested the person, later on they release him on bail, they will come back and kill that person that may be giving the information to them. That is the security challenge we have in terms of this our area.
Considering the importance of the Kaduna-Abuja Expressway to the northern region and indeed the country, many would hope that the latest intervention will restore some sanity on the road so that travelers can make their journeys without fear.
The acting president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, says the federal government is committed to solving the problem of youth unemployment in the country. Professor Osinbajo said this as he paid a visit to the Empire Resource Center in Abuja. He also says although the scheme has not been able to absorb all who applied, government will continue to create opportunities for job creation.
Already 200,000 young people have been engaged, young graduates have been engaged. And since the portal was opened, another 2.3 million or so odd have applied. And we're looking at the next phase of engagements. For me, I think that what is important is that we're able to do this incrementally and that we're able to give hope to some of these young people who need the opportunity. We're never going to be, we'll never always be able to do everything, but I think that it's important that we do as much as we can. If we could, I mean, the target was 500,000 employees, that's the target. But depending on our resources, we can always do more. It's much more than an employment program. It's a learning program, it's a skills development program, and it's unprecedented. And this sector is unprecedented. I haven't seen anything that compares with it anywhere in the world. We're trying to use the electronic platform as effectively as possible. There's no way that you can engage the number of people we're engaging, train the number of people we're training without doing this electronically.
Acting President Yemi Osinbajo. The Anambra State Governor Willie Obiano has announced that his government will continue the ongoing intervention works in many areas of the state in order to contain the raging effect of floods. The governor said this as he inspected the level of work done in areas affected by heavy rains in the past 2 weeks and those under threat of erosion.
The first erosion site being inspected is on 6th Avenue along the Enugu-Onitsha Old Road, Awka, the state capital. A timely intervention by the Anambra State Road Maintenance Agency saved the dual carriageway from being totally destroyed. Knowing the extent of damage, Governor Willie Obiano takes a look at the work being done and he is satisfied. But the governor knows that these sort of interventions come with temporary inconvenience to commuters. He promises that the work will be completed in no time.
I just came to inspect what they've been able to do. And you can see they've already arrested the erosion. And if you look at the back here, you will be able to see the special drainage that we are doing to make sure that it doesn't happen again. So this is a real-time intervention to make sure that this very popular street, is not disturbed in any manner.
Elsewhere, Governor Obiano gives an assurance to Obosi residents that the massive erosion that occurred after last Saturday's heavy downpour will be addressed quickly.
I want to reassure the Anambra that we are equal to the task. We have new equipment that we are doing self-labor on so that we pay less, So that's why we're using self-labor here. All these people are our staff, equipment are our equipment, the engineers are engineers. So we're doing more with less.
Erosion is not new to Anambra State, and the rainy season is always a frustrating period for many residents. For now, the state government carries on with its intervention, but there are over 900 known active erosion sites in Anambra State. The government says it needs all the help it can get to ensure the safety of its people.